Good evening and welcome to the Memorial Church's Instagram series on Practicing Hope, where each week we share a practice that you might experiment with in your life. In the Christian tradition, yesterday was Ash Wednesday, the beginning of the season of Lent. And this year, Lent has a bit of a double meaning. It's the beginning of our journey toward Good Friday and toward Easter, to be sure. But it also marks a year since the pandemic first shut everything down. The last time the Memorial Church Sanctuary was open for worship was on the first Sunday of Lent. And I think a lot of people are wondering, I am wondering, how to find a way to take the first steps of a new Lenten journey when it feels in many ways like the one we began last year never really ended. Now, Christians have often observed Lent sacrificially by giving things up, sweets, alcohol, meat. Sometimes we add something instead, more prayer, more Bible study, more meditation. Lent is often seen and practiced as a rigorous season where we sharpen attention to God through giving up something we enjoy or taking on a practice we've been neglecting. This year, I wonder if we need a different approach, focusing less on giving up or taking on, and more on keeping each other company along the way. Now, pilgrimages can certainly be done alone, but most of the time pilgrims travel together. It's one of the things that makes a pilgrimage so transformative, being changed by our experience of traveling with others. If you're observing Lent, you might consider inviting someone to be your traveling companion, someone to accompany you on your journey, and someone you accompany on theirs. There are endless ways to imagine doing this. Lenten companions could read and talk about a book together, or receive each other's prayer requests and pray for each other. You could meet for a socially distanced walk each week, or if your Lenten companion lives too far away for a walk, you could write letters to each other, sharing with each other what the season is disclosing to you. In the first Instagram live broadcast of this series, we talked about the poet Ted Kooser and how when he was recovering one winter from cancer treatment, he took a walk each morning, wrote a poem about what he saw, put it on a postcard, and mailed it to his friend, the poet Jim Harrison. That would be a wonderful thing to do with your Lenten companion, to say in a few words what the world looks like from where you are. Even a brief description of what you see or hear or feel around you could help the one who receives it look with attention and reverence on the world around them. As an example, I'll end with one of Ted Kooser's poems, a poem he wrote on February 19th, 1999. 35 degrees and drizzling. When I switched on a light in the barn loft late last night, I frightened 4 flickers hanging inside, peering out through their holes. Confused by the light, they began to fly wildly from one end to the other, their yellow wings slapping the tin sheets of the roof, striking the walls, scrabbling and falling. I cut the light and stumbled down and out the door and stood in the silent dominion of starlight till all 5 of our hearts settled down. May your Lent bring you a settled heart and all of us a fresh beginning. Good night.